Hey, what's up out there, everybody? This is Joe Johnson 030 here representing JVS. I'm here to do a spoiler review of the newest episode of The Flash, and the title of this episode is The Rogue Family. Basically with this episode, well, starting from last episode, we know that Firestorm, the doctor, he pretty much had, he passed out spontaneously. And also, not only that, but Joe's wife also revealed herself, came out of nowhere, and basically was like, yo, where's my daughter Iris? And we don't know what happened with her, but all that gets revealed, all that gets talked about with this episode. So the episode is called The Rogue Family. It gets that name basically because the star of this episode. Basically, the story revolves around Captain Cold's character, the villain Captain Cold. And so basically with this episode, Captain Cold kind of is forced to team up with his father, who is actually even a worse criminal than Captain Cold. Reason being because this guy doesn't mind killing anybody. And Captain Cold's father, this guy's really low down, really dirty. He forces Captain Cold to be in allegiance with him in this episode because he places a bomb in Captain Cold's sister. So based off that, Captain Cold's sister is the only person in this world that he cares about. So he's forced to be in alliance with his father, which he doesn't want to do because this guy will kill anybody. And so they're planning this heist, this really big heist that will get both of them paid. So, and that's pretty much the story arc of this one. And then Barry, he has to basically stop these guys, And so basically what happens in this episode, not only that, but you have good drama aspects. One thing that actually happens is that we find out what actually takes place, the backstory between Joe's wife and what happened with her and where did she come from, and kind of like how Iris is going to take this. So basically, as far as Iris knows, her mother is dead. That's what she's been told all her life by Joe. But we find out the actual backstory, and Joe really has to sit her down and talk to her about this it was very a heart-wrenching story. It was very sad, to say the least, because her mother was a drug addict. And before leading up to this conversation, Joe was like, I've told Iris. He was talking to Barry, and he was like, I told Iris that her mother was dead all these years in order to protect her. He didn't want to tell her, but he was forced in a position to where he really had to. And the sit down, the talk was actually very emotional. It was acted very well. It was acted very well by both characters. But primarily this scene goes to Joe. I feel like he really took the cake when it came to that scene between Joe and Iris. It's acted very well. So with that, there's that meat and that weight to the story. It really adds that. And not only that, but we also find out later on that kind of leading up to talking about like further events that happened to moving along in the story. Back to Captain Cold and his father, that heist that they're planning. Basically with that, Barry finds out, he goes try to go undercover because Captain Cold's father doesn't know Barry's a Flash. And so Barry goes undercover working as a tech guy to basically infiltrate the squad and sabotage the mission. Now, granted, Captain Cold's father, he pretty much pulled a Joker, meaning after Barry expired his usefulness, his dad shot him. And so basically later on you see that Barry actually catches the bullet, which is actually really cool. It's like an instant replay, and it shows Barry actually slowing down, and not slowing down but speeding up and catching the bullet, and it appears that as if he was shot, which is actually really cool. And then moving further along in the story, basically after Cisco removes a bomb from Captain Cold's sister. Captain Cold actually shoots his father with his like freeze ray gun. Then he kills him. And later on, there's a scene where Captain Cold is talking to Barry in prison through the prison glass, and Barry was like, he told him, it was actually a really good scene and really good dialogue between the two characters. Barry was like, I figured out your weakness, that you care about your sister more than anything in the world, and that you're actually really deep down you're a good guy. You're not a villain. Deep down you want to be that good guy. And I think that was a nice setup for the future show that's going to come out, Legends of Tomorrow, which is includes Captain Cold to be part of the team. So I think they did that really nicely. But you know, there's some romance that goes on in this episode as well. Barry gets a phone number from the girl who just joined Joe's task force, the metahuman task force. Yeah, her, the detective. He gets her number, and it was actually like kind of like a really kind of cute but kind of awkward dialogue between them two. And I don't know, it was kind of corny, but I think they meant it to be corny just to show like, okay, these guys are cute, like might make a cute couple or whatever. So you do have that romance side in here, and also Cisco gets a kiss from Captain Cold's sister as well. So there's some parallel themes that goes on in this episode. There's the kind of like the little side romance that's going down between on Barry's level and then Cisco's level, and there's also parent drama that's going on when it comes to Iris and also Captain Cold. So then you get some parallel themes going in this episode. But not only that, one thing that happens at the end that caught me completely off guard, was the fact that the original Flash, not the original Flash, but the Flash that came from the parallel Earth, he was working on a portal to go back home. By the end of this episode, that portal gets completed, and then we see Firestorm, the doctor. He comes out and he's like, I'm fully recovered or whatever, but he's not doing that great, and he ends up passing out again, and this requires immediate attention. Now at this point, everybody's trying to come to his aid, and so they get him taken care of, trying to get him basically a medical attention. But at this point, the portal for the parallel Flash, forget his name, sorry, but that portal is still left open. And at the very end of the episode, I think it was actually in the clip for next week's episode, is that through that portal, it seems as if Harrison Wells from that parallel Earth, or the original Harrison Wells, I don't know, this guy comes through that portal and it just stops. That's the end of this clip. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? So definitely, guys, this episode, story-wise, I thought it was a good plot. I give it an 8 out of 10. I definitely think there was more high-stakes episodes when it comes to this series, but hey, this is a great addition to the series. What they're leading up to, I don't know what the crap's going to go down. I don't know what's going to happen. So the suspense level is definitely there. Check us out next week. We'll have a new review, new episode, new fresh eyes watching the show. And tell us what you think. Add your comments in the list below. Subscribe if you haven't. Come check us out next week, and we'll talk about this episode, what's about to go down, because it's about to be nuts. It's about to hit the fan, and shoot, I don't know what's gonna happen, y'all. Stay tuned. Deuces. God bless.